Professor Mok. Dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, very warm welcome to this particular forum. And I'm thankful to EVA and Hong Kong PKI Forum for organizing a very important event. And I'm going to share with you how this technology being rolled out internationally would help Hong Kong aspiring to become a smart city. So my talk today, I would focus on the societal and educational impact of the DID. In what way DID, the introduction of DID, would help Hong Kong for transforming into a smart city. My talk will this is my presentation outline. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity for sharing about the Lingnan University and how we try to adopt this new technology in creating a smart campus and preparing our students to become smart citizens. And the second part of my presentation focuses on the impact of introducing the decentralized identifier to the future development of the university from the educational dimension. Especially, I think the idea about decentralized identifier would help university to become very much a transformed university, putting the focus on smart governance, smart management, and also a smart citizen, prepare our students to become smart citizens. And I think the introduction of this decentralized identifier also have a significant impact socially. So I would like to talk about that and share with colleagues later on. So liberal arts universities Lingnan's core mission. So among the 8 university, publicly funded university in Hong Kong, Lingnan University chose to be a small university because we focus on liberal arts education. Comparing to major liberal arts institutions globally, so our size is not that small because ranging from, in the US, ranging from a few hundred to a few thousand. So Lingnan University aspires to become a university focusing on nurturing, caring leaders for global future. So our education mission, basically, we truly believe in care for learning. When doing research, we very much hope that our research has impact with care. So when I was invited to give the talk for today, I think it's a great idea to work with the industry, government, and different organizations together for introducing new technology which impact the society and bringing a caring society through technology and innovation. And Lingnan University has a vision and mission. We excel as a leading Asian liberal arts university with international recognition distinguished by outstanding teaching, learning, scholarship, and community engagement. So we are very committed for providing education with whole person development. And we believe strongly our students not only excels in a specialized knowledge, but we believe our students, our graduates, they are all-rounder excellence and in building them with our core values. The values is care, because our university motto is education for service. We strongly encourage our faculty member and students to work together as teams for promoting change, especially positive change, through knowledge transfer and research, bringing betterment to the society at large. And I'm proudly share with you with the concerted efforts of a few generations of hard work, Lingnan is named as one of the top liberal arts universities in Asia. And most recently, last year, August 2020, QS also recognized Lingnan as a top QS 5-star institutions in teaching employability, research, internationalization, facilities, arts and culture, and inclusiveness. And in the same year, last year, according to the Times Higher Education World University Impact Ranking, Lingnan University is rated globally second in the world. We are ranked second in the world in quality education. We are very proud of having this achievement, but we are not complacent because we believe education is to bring our future and hope for our younger generation. And when doing research and knowledge transfer, Lingnan University has a value. The core to the value is research with impact and impact with care. So our tagline is impact with care. We want to develop this Lingnan spirit for helping the society at large to benefit from our research and technology in informing changes, positive change brought by research and our KT. Say, for example, we work with the industries and technology sector for promoting general technology. You know, aging population is one of the major issues confronting not only in Hong Kong, but also across different parts of the world. In Asia, in particular, aging population is on the rise. In what way we can make use of the appropriate technology, namely general technology, in promoting happiness among the older people becomes major issue confronting Asian societies, including Hong Kong. So we are lucky to get a project funded by Hong Kong Jockey Club in introducing general technology to promote smart aging. And this project also serves as a very important educational platform, providing training courses and workshops on general technology in the area about healthcare, dining, living, and transport to promote care to the society, particularly helping our older people living in place. This is also the government policy to enable our elder people to living in place and through technology and make their life much easier. We reach out to different organizations. This is one of the examples that we work across the industry and the business sector for co-promoting collaboration to make sure our research, our KT reach out to the local community for promoting social innovation. And we proudly work with the Hong Kong team, signing an agreement, not only an agreement, a piece of paper, but working together for co-promoting general technology, supporting the smart aging and social entrepreneurship development in Hong Kong. As Hong Kong government has rolled out the plan, a blueprint for smart city, I think as a university in Hong Kong, we have to ask ourselves in what way we prepare our students to become smart citizens, supporting the development of smart city. So we aim at transforming the university as a smart campus. It's one of the strategic plans in our current development of Lingnan, because we truly believe our younger generation, they are facing the challenges for making themselves, competitive in a smart city. And in what way a university would create a platform, an environment which is conducive enough for preparing them to become smart citizens. So the notion about DID is a great opportunity for universities to work with the technology sector, government, and the business sector together to make use of this new technology for transforming university. So we are living in a world of technology. Innovation and technology is core to the future development of Hong Kong and also the Bay Area. So as a university in Hong Kong, I think we also take note of this new development. Innovation and digital transformation has become one of the major drive for Lingnan University. But we have to ask ourselves a list of questions here. How would we do more with less input? And in what way technology know-how and technology could be well transferred and transplanted in our daily life In university, I think by introducing technology is one thing, but in what way we can make use of the technology for enhancing management, governance, education, and also knowledge transfer will become the core business of university. So I echo the previous speaker talking about the importance about digital transformation, not only for society, but also for my case, a university. We are facing unprecedented global crisis today, and everyone would agree we are facing COVID-19 pandemic, and the whole world is shocked by the widespread and the speed of this widespread of COVID-19. So universities across different parts of the world, including Hong Kong, in the last couple of months and years, were suddenly forced for emergent online learning. So online learning is becoming more popular, but online learning has its own limitations. But this COVID-19 pandemic also has brought us to think about the future by how we can better use of the technology to enhance student learning through intelligent learning, I-learning, to customize our teaching and learning activity supporting students' learning needs. As a global city like Hong Kong, we welcome diversity. And in what way we can embrace diversity and entertain students' diverse learning needs. I think appropriate adoption of I-learning, appropriate adoption and transformation through the digital world for education will become something very interesting for us to contemplate and also turn into reality. So now I would like to share with you some of the ideas that the Lingnan University has begun to think about how to make use of the new technology we are talking today, the DID, into the governance, management, and teaching activities. So I think the university have aims and goals to improve our governance, administration, and management by introducing about the trust over IP. But one question being raised by administrators in universities about trust over IP is important. But in what way this new DID could be really translated into the daily administration without the anxiety that people are very concerned is about the privacy. The introduction of DID core to the business is about trust over IP. I think this is a very important idea that university has to communicate effectively, not only among universities, but also working with the business and wider sector in the society to understand the whole spirit of trust over IP. Whenever a new technology being rolled out, citizens in today's world are very concerned about whether the new DID would also interfere or infringe their privacy. So I think the core business of university working with the technology is not only pick up knowledge know-how, most importantly is to translate the language easy to understand. That means different stakeholders, when using the DID, they would know that there's a super safe in terms of the protection of the privacy. Because without this understanding, no matter how good the technology is, would mean that people may have a reluctance in taking up the new technology. So in university, I think this is important to engage not only the university administrator, but also different stakeholders across the society to understand about how to make use of this decentralized ID system. And this is protected by international standard, but more importantly, this is not controlled by any government, but is very much determined by individuals. The core idea about this individual choice would be, say, for example, if I were a student, I just work with the registry in the university by getting the DID, and with this decentralized certified identity, the individual can make use of this DID to share with the prospective employers. And then the employer knows that this DID is already certified by university with individual and independent third-party assurance such as certification. This is true. They cannot be changed this is unreversible, then with this understanding, people may make use of this particular ID in a more safe and comfortable way. And with this smart technology, we hope that our students can become a much smarter citizen in future, because individuals, they can control over their ID through certified system. And by introducing the blockchain-based university student identity, we certainly changed the lifestyle and life cycle management in the university. Without this system, we still adhere to the very traditional form of management of students, would raise a lot of issues. But the advantage of having the data owner has a complete sovereignty of their digital identity and personal data, I think it would appeal particularly to the younger generation, because they very much face about the issue about trust in the government, trust in the public organization. And with the introduction of this SSI and also DID, and students can share the minimum amount of information to others while ensuring data integrity and trust. So these are the two very important points. Individual, they have the complete sovereignty, number one. Number two, this is very transparent, because trust and data protection is top of the idea when decentralized ID be introduced to university. And with this development, individual will be well protected, and the blockchain-based university student identity will offer deep learning experience and life cycle management in universities. And there are a lot of different, advantages. But as a university, we very much hope to develop this in mutable distributed ledger that stores digital asset and record down every online transaction in terms of blocks. And the benefit would be the change and distributed mechanism of blockchain makes previously approved transaction irreversible. This is a key word. The both parties, they agree making use of this system, they bring the benefit about, the agreement. And to sum up, the introduction of this DID through the blockchain system will bring about the good thing for university management and student benefit, because this is a more transparent, and this is controlled by individuals and without government involvement. And this system also benefit about sovereignty, as I mentioned. I won't go into the details again. And how we work together for developing a smart city and also promoting smart living. I think the social dimension, trust over internet, is one of the core issues that this forum is about. And the trust over the internet can overcome the traditional EID problems. Some of the problems that we are now facing is about usability, privacy issue, security issue, and people need to learn, just like us. If we use the EID every time, we have to remember the login password. With so many different things happening, someone may forget temporarily about the password, would cause the trouble about using the conventional type of EID. But the idea about the DID would help us to resolve the problem that now we are facing. So the digital learning really would enable us to trust over the IP. For Lingnan University, we plan to make use of this new technology by transforming the way that we issue our transcript, the way we are dealing with the student ID. We are sharing about student performance, their degree certificate through a new system. And we also think that this new system can help a lot for individual, because when students they can get into this new system, they know about their rights, but also their responsibility, and then they are given the autonomy to decide how to make use of this digital system by developing themselves through the digital wallet. Then, without giving unnecessary personal data to the other third party, the DID issuer will verify our students came with a simple green tick on the verification page to the requester. So I think the system is very simple and straightforward, but the issue will be sovereignty on individual, but with the protection internationally. But this kind of knowledge could not be only housed within the university. In order to support the new technology be commonly adopted and trusted, we need the university to do more, working with the wider society for raising the public awareness through education. So in future, we are very committed to work together with the university sector and also the wider community by co-promoting this knowledge to help our individuals like the business, like the public sector, like other sector working together, and also moving beyond Hong Kong, working into the Greater Bay Area for promoting this new system for assuring, transferability. And we also work closely with the industry, and there's a lot of good opportunity to carry out innovation through university and industry collaboration. So I would like to thank Eva today for organizing this particular conference. It's very meaningful to bring, technology, industry, and government together, and also inviting university to work together and co-promoting the knowledge. The knowledge and understanding is fundamental. Without understanding about this new technology and its impact, and also the advantage, and society would not welcome that. So the social dimension really requires university working with the government by promoting good practices. I think the policy advocacy is core to Lingnan University's mission. Lingnan University will develop more strategic public policy grant, public policy research, engaging the industry, the technology sector, and government to work together, find ways to co-promote this new technology for transforming Hong Kong into a smart city. And making good use of the experience with the university would be very important because the blockchain is a new thing, but how to translate the blockchain-based system in managing university, in managing future development would require our concerted efforts. And to explore more opportunity to develop Hong Kong to become a smart city, I think smart living, smart aging is something core to us. So I want to end my presentation by congratulating and thanking Eva again. The trust over IP is so important for positioning Hong Kong, not only in the Bay Area, but in Asia as a smart city. And smart city, smart governance, smart living, and smart citizens, the 4S, requires people to work together on this trust over IP. So Lingnan University is committed to work with the different stakeholders together because we truly believe Hong Kong deserves a better, development. So we support Hong Kong government's blueprint for smart city development, but how to translate our work to co-supporting the future development of Hong Kong, I think this is our dream. I want to end by saying CCPC. With the system put in place, if we work together to support the trust over IP system through the introduction of DID and future devices that offer people to have a sovereignty, but with international recognition and support, we can certify the caring professionals with international connectivity. So Hong Kong being a global city, what makes Hong Kong different from major cities in the region is international connectivity. But to raise Hong Kong's profile internationally in the region and globally, we need more caring professionals, but they are certified internationally. So university has a role to play during this process and journey. We humbly, as Lingnan University, humbly to work together with different stakeholders, including Eva and your team, to produce and co-produce more CCPC, Certified Caring Professional with International Connectivity. I want to end by calling upon every one of us, online and on-site, dream and work together for building a socially caring and creatively smart Hong Kong. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Mok. We have actually some questions on the system, so let me just read it up to you. The first one is, you mentioned Lingnan University being focused in the area of liberal arts. So as a distinguished liberal arts university in Asia, how do you think the university or higher educational institution can promote and adopt these new digital identities and sort of technologies like GeoIP?
Okay, thank you. I think, as I mentioned in my talk, I think the introduction of new technology is always welcomed by university. University being the forefront of knowledge construction, always welcome new technology innovation. But to be more specific about the trust over IP is something very new to every one of us here. But by the introduction of DID, will certainly transform the university governance, teaching and learning, and also promoting through the university to the community at large by helping our individuals in the community not only about knowing about the technology, but knowing about the benefit of the technology, and they can easily translate the technology into their daily life and affecting the betterment of the society.
The second question is on something that you mentioned about trust. Let me read that. The trust deficit. CHK recent social research show that people simply don't believe in government. So do you think these new technologies, distributed identities, can actually help to solve the problem?
Well, as far as I understand, the new technology being put forth for us for consideration is very much given the sovereignty to individuals to choose what sort of DID they are using, and if they subscribe to the DID, they can with their autonomy, they make use of DID for sharing with the prospective employers or different stakeholders at large. And then this DID is certified not by any government but international body. They are international and independent, recognizer and certifier. With that, I think Hong Kong people, particularly young people, would be at ease by using this DID, decentralized ID, because they have the sovereignty over the choice of use, and at the same time, and with the international assurance through certification, they may be able to communicate better. I hope it would be helping about the deficit, trust deficit that you just raised.
Okay, so the final question that we have here from the audience: what strategy in the Lingnan University that you think would help to make staff and students accept these technologies?
I think explanation and communication is very important. Whenever there's new things happening or introduced, it requires a lot of communication. I think effective communication is core for any new introduction of policy or new technology. But without experiencing about the new technology would mean this is difficult to make people, acceptive about the new technology. I think we humbly work with different sectors and working together to introduce appropriate changes to university, including this DID gradually, but with very clear explanation, communication, and also practices and experience sharing would enable people to be more receptive about the change.
Thank you very much.